Hi guys, so welcome back to NonnyPlus. So in this episode, we'll be building a student management system using what? ChatGPT. You don't need to be a backend developer, or you don't need to be a programming language for you to build this amazing web application using ChatGPT. So let's get started. So on my screen here, I've already gotten a script that I've gotten a script, a code. ChatGPT have helped me to give me the source code for this web application. So what I'll just be doing is just to copy the code and paste it on my Visual Studio. So look at the features, what I'm going to be building. We have to have the admin login, the dashboard, the add students, the view students, the edit student, the delete students, and so many of them. You can see here we have the course department. So let's get started. So first of all, go into your Visual Studio. This is my Visual Studio. Then create a new project, the same process. Click on create a new project. Then go to ASP.NET Core Web Model View Controller. Then go to next. Then you can give it a project name. I can call it Nonny Student Management. So you can give it a name, but I'm going to call it Nonny Student Management. Then click on next. Please do not click on any of this, just click on next. Leave it at .NET 10 if that is your latest version. Please leave it at .NET 10. Please do not uncheck this configure for HTTPS. Leave it the way it is. Then click on create. So automatically the Visual Studio will now create a default project that will have the controller, the model, and the view folder together with the www root. So you can see here on my left hand side we have all this folder here. So let's get started. So what is the first thing here they ask us to do? So you can see my scripts are ready, my codes are ready. So let's get started. So we're going to first of all install Microsoft Entity Framework, SQL Server, and Entity Framework .tools. So let's get started. The same process, just right click here, go to manage NuGet packages, then come here and click on browse, then come down here on the search, then click on what? SQL Server. So it will bring out so many options of SQL Server. So make sure you install Microsoft Entity Framework or SQL Server. So click on it and latest version and click on install, then apply and I accept. So once you are done, so let's go to the next one. The next one is tools. The same process, search it to bring out so many options. Make sure you install Microsoft Entity Framework Core.tools. Click on the latest version, install, apply, and I accept. So what we have done now, we have installed two NuGet packages, which is the SQL Server and also the tools. So let's get started now. So what do we need now? So let's now create our app setting.json. So you can just copy everything here, come here, go to your app setting.json file, right click on it. So just cut this one out and paste the one you just copied. So what we have done now, we have our connection string, a default connection. This will pointing to our database locally. So what do we need now? Let's see, let's go further. Program.cs. So let's replace our program.cs. But before we do that, I think that we are missing something, which is we have to create our application DB context. So you have to create application DB context. So it will be inside a data folder. So you can come here, go to student management, click on add, and click on what? New folder, and click on data. So once you go to data, right click on data, the same process, add, and you click on create a new class and give it a name, application DB context, and click on enter. So what we have done now, we are creating our application DB context. So let's see what we have here. So let's see. So we'll just copy everything from here inside. Okay, so copy from here and also paste this one. So this now will now serve as our bridge, because like I said, application DB context is like a bridge connecting our C# code to our database. So currently this user is showing an error because we have not yet created a user a user class and a student class. So let's get started. So now let's see what we are going to create next. So before we create it, let's see. So we have to create our models now. So we are going to create our tables. First table on the list is creating our user table. So you can copy this user, come here under the model, click on add, click on class and replace with the user and click on enter. So what we have to do here, we have to replace all these properties, copy these properties because we need these properties of the user class. So what are the properties? Let's see the properties we have here. So we have a public int ID, public string username, password and full name. So this required means that the user the what do you call it, the username and the password must be required. So let's go further. So what do we need? We need to create our our student our student class. So you can just copy this student class, the same process we did for user, under the model, add and create class and So now we have our class model, so our student model. So we need the properties. What are the properties? So you can just copy everything from here, copy it, then come inside the Visual Studio and paste it here. So we have our first name, last name, gender, department, levy, email and date register. So this is our column for this student table, and also this is our column for the user table. So let's save our work. So what next? What do we need to do next? So let's see. We need to create our result table. So copy it, the same process, come to under the model, right click and click on create class, then paste it and your class is being created for results. So what are the properties of this result? So this is going to store the result of every student in the school or in the department or in the university. So let's go. So let's put the properties. What are the columns? We have int ID, student ID, the course, the range 0. You can see the range 0 and the maximum is 100. You can see the grade and you can see the student. So save your work and let's go back to that application DB context. So what do we need to do? Just right click on this and make sure you reference using Nonny student management models, because that is where all these classes or models are coming from. So that is why it was giving us an error. So now we are done. So let's now go to our program.cs and because that I told you before, let's leave that one, but now we are going to go where we have the program.cs and start updating the program.cs. Okay, so this is where we have our program.cs. So go to your Visual Studio, click on program.cs. So you have to register our build service application DB context. So you copy this and come to your Visual Studio under here, you paste it. So we have our application DB context is being registered. So what next again? Builder.service.add section. So we have to copy this because we don't have it in our code here. So come here and paste it here. So you can. So now this is where we register our add section. So what next do we need now? So we need our middlewares. What middleware do we have here? We have use HTTP redirection. Do we have it here? Let's go down. We have a HTTP redirection is there. Do we have use routing? Use routing is here, but use static files is not here. So you just copy this one and make sure it comes before routing. So under here you paste that here. So what do we need again? Let's go further. After use routing, we have use section. Is use section here? No, use section is not here. So you just copy this and immediately after use routing, you paste it here. So now let's go if we have done everything. So we have a use authorization, we have a map static site, we have application map controller routes. So now, yeah, so we have registered all the middleware. So what next? So we have to what? Seed our data. So let's copy this one, stop here, because this is what we'll be doing. We're seeing these details into our database. So let's go further, go to our Visual Studio. Before the app.run, you have to register this here. So now this will automatically, when the application runs, it will seed this password, full name and username for this particular user into the database. So we don't want to be creating a new user, we don't want to have a registration form where we'll be creating a new user. We just want to have a login form where the where there is a what they call it, a username and a password registered already in the database. So can you use that and log in instead of creating a registration form for the user to log in. So now we are done. So let's go further. What do we need now? So let's see. We go down. So we are done with this. We have created a user class, we have created a student class, we have created a result class. So now let's now start creating the controller. Controller serves as what? The bridge that connects what? The models to the views, that take what? The response, or that take the result, yeah, that take the response from, that take the request from the user, take it to the database and bring back the response back to the user. So now the first controller we're going to create is an account controller. So you have to copy all this now. Let's start creating our controller. Inside the controller folder, you click on add, you click on controller and leave it at empty. You click on add and you change this one to account controller and click on add. So automatically it will create a default index action method. So now we have our account controller. So what do we need? The first thing we're going to create, we're going to have our private read-only application DB context with its constructor. So let's copy this and paste it here. So let's see. Okay, so what next again? So let's say the first action method is our public iAction results login. So let's copy this, come here, and let me first of all clear this because we don't need it again. So come here and paste it. So you can put your HTTP get here if you want. So even though you don't put it, the system or the computer will know that this is an HTTP get. So what next now? After the login method, so let's see what we have. So we have our HTTP post for login. So let's copy this one, come here, go to our Visual Studio, and what? Paste it. So now we have our login view and also our login form. So this HTTP post will be our login form. So because once the customer inputs the username and the password on the login form and click on submit, automatically it will hit this action method. You can say it's checking if the username is equals to username in the database, and it's also checking if the password the user enter is equals to the password in the database. So if the user is equals to null, please tell me invalid username or password, and we are storing it in a viewback.error. But if it's successful, please redirect the person to what? Index and what? Index view in the home controller with the person's full name. You can see user.fullname. So now we are done with the login method. So what do we need again? We need a login action method. So you can just copy this one, come down here and what? Paste it. So now we have our iAction result for logout. So now we have done our account controller with 3 action methods: the login HTTP post, the login HTTP get, and now finally the logout. So once the user logs out, it will redirect the person to what? The login view. That's where we have this login view here. This is the login action to come here. So now what next? Let's see what we need. So now we're going to create our home controller. You know, we have created our account controller. Now let us create our home controller. So the same way, just copy this. I think we have a home controller already. So